It was allowed. It was allowed during the first generation, during the generation of Adam Rishon, in order for the world to build up, because it was not possible because there was no other people. But then after that first generation, incest was no longer allowed, because then Hashem gave Adam Rishon the 6 rules. One of them included that you're not allowed to have incest, and then he gave the 7th rule to Noach. So at the time of Noach's flood, you weren't allowed to have incest, but their biggest sin, the Gemara in Masechet Rosh Hashanah, page 12a, says that their biggest sin was because they were wasting seed. So the Gemara actually says, Baruch Hashem, have it open here, says that the Amar Rav Chizda, berotchin kilkelu uberotchin nidonu. That the generation of the flood, with a boiling substance, meaning with semen, they acted corruptly, and therefore with the boiling water they were punished. Meaning that when a person warms himself up, when a guy warms himself up and then ejaculates semen inappropriately, meaning it's not for the purpose of reproduction, Hashem calls it wasting seed. Meaning that you're using what I gave you to produce life and wasting it. That's a sin from the Torah. It's one of the biggest sins there is. The generation of the flood did that regularly, by being promiscuous, by being animalistic, and so on and so forth. And Hashem says, I have to punish you measure for measure. You warmed yourself up in order to get pleasure. The punishment you'll get is also going to be warm. How warm? Also liquid that's warm. And the water of the flood boiled to the point where it literally melted their bodies and bones. That's what the Gemara here in Rosh Hashanah says. So there are certain sins that were not allowed, but the biggest sin of all was as a result of promiscuity, was wasting seed. No, before the time of the Torah, it wasn't considered incest. Incest was considered immediate family. Incest was considered immediate family, like brother, sister, mother, father, grandfather, not aunt. Aunt only was forbidden after Matan Torah. Even being married to 2 sisters, you were allowed to do until Matan Torah. Now, after Matan Torah, you weren't allowed. So there were certain things that changed, that evolved as time went. But nonetheless, the rule we have now is the rule that is permanent.